Hello, my name is Fox Manson. Again, I'm Fox. And again, disclaimer, I am watching this through a third party because I am not wanting to support Disney right now because Disney has done some very shitty stuff, from cutting two trans episodes, positive trans episodes, because of a certain party winning the presidency, to the main voice actor for Spider-Man in this saying he didn't want the show to be too woke, as in dog whistling to some Nazi bastards. So, just want to bring that up real quick before I continue with this. Disney has seemed to be trying to fix some things. One, the show is woke, and two, stuff like in Captain America, Brave New World, they cut down a lot of the racist asshole that's like the ex-widow, whatever the hell she was. They cut her out, a lot of her out. They didn't cut her out completely, sadly, and she didn't die, which kind of sucks. But, you know, hopefully, we never see that character again. But at least they cut out a lot of anything that would make her remotely trying to somewhat be decent and everything. Anyway, so, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. The final two episodes, episode 9 and 10, really freaking good. Though I will say, because spoilers for this, actually a few things. One, like, a big thing is that, the 110th is trying to go after Otto's technology to try and get weapons so they can fight Scorpion. While trying to do that, not only did they create a car chase that was sending cars everywhere, that was just making a lot of havoc, and nearly killed Nico, who then raised up her amulet to try to protect her. But then, in the flash of that amulet, which I really love, you see Spidey swing in. It's really cool. You just see like that split second Spidey just grab the van, stopping it. And we see him in his brand new suit, which I will say I really do like. And also, if anyone complains about the extra little lining on that suit, you're a dumbass. Shut up. Because honestly, I do like a suit that has like a decent, like, stitching lines, stuff like that. Like, mind you, yes, this suit does look nice and clean, don't get me wrong. But I do like stuff like how the Stark suit did have, like, the black bands on it. Or, like, the additional, like, stitching lines on there. I thought those were pretty neat. But he's able to stop that. Lonnie, while this whole fight is going on, Lonnie actually breaks into the van after Big Don runs away scared. So leaving Lonnie now to become the new leader of the 110th. Breaks into the van. Tries to find some kind of weapon. Accidentally knocks down, what is it? I think it's Deox 3? Deox 3, yes. Deox-3. Knocks that down, which he then breathes in that gas, which, after Spider-Man this whole little gang war is happening, and Spidey's kind of having a bit of a panic attack against, Scorpion, but eventually he does kind of lock in and starts fighting him. At one point, Scorpion tries to stab Lonnie after, I believe, trying to save Peter, and the freaking point of the tail goes whoop, and breaks on Lonnie's chest, like stops at Lonnie's thing, and Lonnie's, I think he breaks it off, or it breaks on impact, but because Lonnie now has his tombstone powers, where he's invulnerable. And also at the very end, you do see that his skin is starting to turn white. So eventually, we're probably going to see him go all white in, like, next season. But, let me just check all these things real quick to make sure I got everything. Also, there's a point where Otto's now in jail, and pretty much Osborn's just there to gloat and tell you how he now is getting all of Otto's technology to study and research and make his own. And it's like, wow. And Otto's like, wow, you're an asshole. This is how he'll get his revenge. Let's see, Peter and Lonnie being mirror characters. That's the other ones. Okay, Doc Ock. Let's see. Also, this place, like, it makes sense. It takes place like around like 2014, 2015, which makes sense with the time scale of everything. And also, I guess the big differentiating event has to be when Doctor Strange drops in with Venom. I guess that has to be the differentiating, or the symbiote, has to be the big differentiating event that split this timeline. No, there's more. There has to be more. There has to be more splitting between the two. Because Peter was supposed to go to Midtown, which I guess the school they're in now isn't Midtown. I must have just really missed when they were talking about the new school that they're in right now. But I guess, yeah, because Midtown is still destroyed by the end of this. So I'm like, okay, so I guess Midtown never got fixed. Okay. Like, I thought he did, but also, I'd rather mention too, actually, wait, what was it? I think it's the next one. It is the next one. But pretty much, they fight the Scorpion. Lonnie gets powers. At one point, it looks like Lonnie gets like stuff like slammed on top of him, and Peter's like, "Oh no, I'll get you out of there!" And then Scorpion just kind of smashes his tail down to try to specifically kill Lonnie. He's like, "Oh, sorry, Spider. Did I smash your friend?" And then Peter goes silent, which is something you never want Spider-Man to do, because if Spider-Man goes silent, you better run. Because when he's joking, he's holding back. When he's not joking, you're going to die. And Scorpion almost died, because Peter just went, like, beating the shit out of him with his tail and everything. Also, it is funny when the 110 tries to get into the van, and Peter starts just messing with them. Like, he jumps on the girl's back and just webs her friends while it's spinning on top, throws it down. The bulldozer tries to hit him, and he just kind of dodges to the side real quick, all nice smooth. I'm like, damn! God, I love that. God, Spidey has such a good aura. Peter... Okay, let me try to think here. I'm playing with my little lighter. Don't worry, there's no fluid in here, so it can't catch anything on fire. Unless there's gas in the room. In that case, if I spark it, it could blow everything up. But there's no gas in the room, so we're fine. I'm trying to think. Here comes the Spider-Man. But, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Alright, yeah. So, Peter, remembering, with great power comes great respect. And you have to let loose and everything. And Peter beats the shit out of the Scorpion. He's about to stab him with his own tail until Lonnie actually comes in and blocks it. He's like, look, man, you can't do this. You're going to be just like him. You can't be like that. And people look up to you and all this other stuff. And he's like, oh, shit, you're right. And he pretty much gets pulled back from it. Which I'm like, man, this would have been really good for, like, the black suit arc a little bit. Which I kind of hope we're going to see the black suit. Well, the black suit's going to be in the second season. But anyways, so that happens. Lonnie gets out with the 110th. Scorpion goes to jail. Peter seems to be kind of backing away from working with Oscorp a little bit. Because he doesn't go back for like a debriefing. But Norman kind of manipulates him. Like, hey, it's okay. You went to the edge, but you came back. That's good. That makes you a hero, Peter. And, trying to be a hero is... And Peter's like, okay, thank you. Yes, have a nice day. So he ends the call and then flips around and goes... And flips around and pretty much all of the signs that I guess are more aligned with with Norman. They're like, all right, so how's everything going? And they're saying like, oh yeah, the whole... And he also tells Otto like, oh, we're going to learn how to go to space. And I thought like, oh shit, is he using the symbiotes as like spacesuits? Close. He's making a space bridge, a Rosenberg space bridge, similar to what they pretty much said, like what Thor uses to get around, but he's making his own. So, Norman. All right. So pretty much a bunch of things going on. Stuff like the Goblin Glider being perfected, as well as I can't remember all the stuff that happened. Hold on. I'm trying to think. I think it was... No, not the Venom bit. Oh, wait, is this... Okay, no, I think this is just strictly... Oh, no, yeah, it's strictly that. Okay. So, anyways, pretty much, like, it's, like, set up, or, like, all these other things, and pretty much ending in the end of, like, oh, with that blood sample from Spider-Man, we might be able to replicate his powers. It's like, oh, shit. Okay. So... And pretty much then, from that point, it's like, oh, okay. And it looks like, oh, shit, they're going to be making the spiders, and that's going to give other people powers. But then, it's the end of that episode. And then the next episode, I'm pretty sure it was other stuff, I can't remember, sadly. But the next episode, it opens with why having your loved ones in on your secret identity is a good thing. Because Peter's late for class because he's stopping some people from getting his car jacked and all that stuff. And so but he's about to get called up. Nico comes in like, hey, okay, I'll cover for him. And has a very long ass presentation to give Peter enough time to finally get there, which he does get there, and they're able to get an A- on the test because the other girl actually was paying attention and was able to talk about how rust forms. And that's cool. Him, Harry, and Nico are all a team together now, all working together pretty much. I'm like, that's awesome. It's funny also that people say like, oh, they just tricked me into watching the CW Flash show again. It's like, you realize that show was successful because it worked. Like, it has a pretty good dynamic, as well as not repeating the same dumbass thing of, oh no, I have to hide my secret identity. Oh, Peter, why did you leave? You're a coward. Or like, why did you leave and all this stuff? And oh, it's a misunderstanding. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't tell you why I couldn't make it. And it's garbage storylines. In any case, yes. Also, I can say now, they seem to almost completely have dropped the whole Peter falling in love with Pearl thing. Like, I'm sure, like, maybe he's still like, because at the very end, he does impress Pearl where he calls him Peter instead of Petey. So I guess that's supposed to be like, oh, she sees me as an adult now, or like her equal or whatever, I guess. But I do like that again, like the whole like going after a girl who's taken, that plot line's just gone, and I'm like, hell yeah, great, awesome. I like Nico is now also Nico makes up with Peter. I forgot to mention that. And also, I forgot to mention in the last one. The reason why, again, okay, so 3 women who are getting shit for wanting to know the secret identity of their superpowered friend. Okay, again, Lois Lane in My Adventure with Superman did it because Clark literally needs help as Superman, because if not, he is going to die and nearly did die. So she gambled everything to try to have him open up so she could actually help. So they could all work together as a team and keep him from dying, but also helping people. 1. And because she loves the shit out of him. 2, Nico. That's Peter. Nico wanted Peter. 1, is slightly betrayed from Peter's thing because she sees him as a brother, but not only that, it's not because of something, I guess, I'm not going to say it's selfish or not, but the reason why she did is because she feels like Peter is leaving her behind. She has abandonment issues. There's a whole thing with that. Especially with her parents apparently dead, or at least her mom being dead. And she feels like she'd be left behind. So, like, that's an inner thing, and that's very more sad. And you know, that is a whole different scenario for that. And then we have Amber from Invincible, who literally got mad because her boyfriend was saving people instead of going on a date with her. There's a difference between all 3 of these and 2 of them. And actually, you know what? I'll say this. One of these things is not like the others. One of these things is Amber and she's an ass. So, okay. That being said. So, Peter eventually also, like, what Daredevil was going to there to figure out, as well as a bunch of other stuff. The reason why Daredevil went to Oscorp and the reason why the interns were doing all these different things, it turns out, was because it's all part of one massive project. Where it turns out it's... I already said it earlier. It's the portal from Gravity Falls! Which also, I want to say this... I'll bring this up after, actually. But it's the portal from Gravity Falls. Kind of. It's really just a Rosen Bridge portal to go to other places like space and all that stuff, which they're going to use to send them to a specific spot where it's just a vacant void in space, which my first thought was, how are you going to stop the vacuum of space from just sucking everyone in that room just out into space? But I guess magnets. I don't fucking know. They never give me an answer. I'm just going to go ahead and assume there's magnets. Like, I want to assume maybe there's some kind of barrier when the portal is made that only until you bust through that, it'll then suck you out into space. Unless they linked up, because Rosen Bridge 2 is supposedly a black void, but it seems like it's Clintar. So I guess maybe that's why it's a black void. Which technically, I guess Clintar is technically a planet, so maybe that's why? But yeah, so that's that whole thing. I'm trying to think now. But yeah, so that was the whole thing. Peter made the battery. Asha made the star charts or coordinates. Cho made the portal itself. And the other one made the other thing. I don't know. Maybe the battery storage? I don't freaking remember what the hell she did. But, so, they made the Rosen Bridge. And it turns out, and then when they think, oh, they turned the portal on. They're like, and then they ask the Weasley guy, like, no, I didn't turn the portal on. And then it turns out, and then you see the portal, and I'm like, oh shit, they made a portal that looks just like Doctor Strange's portal. Turns out that's not. Doctor Strange just wanted to come in style. Doctor Strange comes in, Peter's like, you're the guy who destroyed Midtown! And one, also, this guy, Doctor Strange says, you have to stop, Norman. You're gonna destroy everything. And he's like, I'm not listening to you. You destroyed Midtown. Trying to turn it on Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange, what? I haven't done shit. And I'm like, oh shit. So is this that Doctor Strange from another timeline? But no. Well, yes. Yes and no. I'll bring into that. But in any case, so pretty much Norman opens the portal. The void opens up and they're like, oh shit. It works. See, nothing bad is happening. And then until, Venom pops out, which one, really kind of digging the art style with Venom too, because it's very giving me Ultimate Spider-Man, the game. So like, this looks really sick. I can't wait till we see Venom proper, but holy shit, that looks cool. But yeah, so Symbiote comes through, Venom, I'm just gonna keep calling him Venom, comes through, starts destroying shit, it's taking everything Doctor Strange and Peter can. Peter saves everyone, they all get out. And pretty much destroying everything, Peter accidentally bashes into the lab with all the animals that they were testing with, DNA and stuff. And just so happens a certain spider crawls out, and it's a grandfather's paradox. It's a grandfather's paradox where this spider, where Peter's powers have no origin, kind of. Because, okay, this is how I at least always see a grandfather's paradox, and I'll bring it up. This is how I see a paradox. But pretty much, okay, they're fighting, cool things, quips. Peter has to reset, the portal thing. Doctor Strange and them have cool quips back and forth. They fight. Eventually, Doctor Strange, using time travel, accidentally falls through a portal with Venom, which then takes them to Midtown, which then restarts the whole thing. Spider drops down, falls, bites Peter. Eventually, Doctor Strange comes back, throws Venom through, closes the portal. Yeah. So, okay, so here's the thing about grandfather's paradox. The whole idea is that the item has no origin. I think that's the grandfather's paradox, or is that? I can't remember. Anyway, it's pretty much the idea of, okay, let's say I got this from I was given this by an older me. He's like, take care of this. You're gonna need it, and I take it. I'm like, I'm gonna hold on to this till I'm older to give it to when I need it, and then I grow older, and then I go through a time portal and give this to my younger self. And tell him, hold on to this, you're gonna need it. And pretty much, that's the loop. This thing has no origin now. Because where the hell did it come from? The only way it could have come from somewhere is if I didn't give it to my past self from my same timeline. At least that's how I see it. For something like this to occur, it has to be I'm sure it has another name for it, but I'm just gonna give it the name that it's a multiverse loop. It's a multiverse loop. Where instead of looking at it from, okay, hold on, I could add a visual thing here. Okay, we're gonna play that game in we're gonna play that game in every movie where they try to explain time paradox things. So let's get into this. All right, so how these things usually work? The paradox usually goes again. The item starts here, and then it loops around through time. It goes... Actually, no, that's wrong. How did I do this? Okay, so pretty much, item starts here. You go forward in time, until then there's the incident that makes it bring it back to this timeline, thus creating we can't even see it. Thus creating a paradox loop. It goes down this line, I go through a portal, goes back to my past self to give it to them, which then goes down this portal and goes down that way. That's how the paradox that's how that paradox kind of is. It creates its own loop, and this item has no origin whatsoever. But the way you could bypass this paradox and the way that it could exist without it being a paradox is that this isn't how it's actually going. Actually, what's happening is this item has an origin at some point in time prior. You get it, keep going to here. But while this is going on, there's actually a second timeline that's exactly the same as yours. But but when you go through the time portal, it's not taking you back to this point. It's taking you to that point in the other timeline, thus allowing this item to have an origin that recites to here. And then this guy will keep going until he eventually comes to this nexus point as well. And then go to the next timeline also on top of that. And so on and so forth for infinity. Like, just every time, the timeline will keep going, and then this will go to here, so forth, there, so forth, and so on. And then eventually, you here, at this point, will return to your timeline, which was already affected by it. Mind you, I will say this, though. This first timeline is kind of usually, if this timeline needed the item somehow, this one would have to have some other origin. Most likely another paradoxing to then start the paradox to happen. But from these timelines, these are all alternative timelines. These are all the timeline with this stuff. And the thing is also, if you do kind of go with this thing, if let's say this item is needed at this point in time, it didn't have it at that point in time. So this main timeline is kind of bunked. That kind of screwed. This timeline's future will not be the same as the future of all these other ones. So everyone got that? Okay. That's at least how I do it. That's how I try to figure out the time paradoxes. My office is not a mess. What are you talking about? Okay, so I forgot there's a screen there. In any case. So, yeah, quipping, all that. Cool fight scenes. Peter eventually saving people in his new spider suit, which, God, I love this suit. Which, again, you can kind of see a little bit of the lines, probably not from this angle, but I would recommend looking up shots of it. Also, I do love how powerful they make Venom, or the symbiotes in this, like... I love all of the freaking symbiote mass tendril stuff. Like, it's so freaking cool. So yeah, time travel, back in the past. We see how the first episode happened from the other side. Peter's spider goes through, bites him. And eventually, at the end where everything seems to win or whatever, they all kind of chill at home. Harry brings up, man, I wish I could just... Man, you probably would have done better if you just had a place to work on yourself. Like, you guys, all interns all together, just had a place to work and do whatever. And Peter and Miko's like, well, why don't you just make a startup that does that? And Harry's like, you know what? You're right. Which, it's really funny because that's the ending of the 2017 anime Spider-Man cartoon where Harry makes and I think they even call it the same thing, web, startup where all of the interns and all this other stuff can go to, where they can just start doing their own experiments and creating their own things, and for them to create new things without the worry of Oscorp and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh shit! Someone actually saw. I'm assuming they saw the 2017 ending. Like, oh shit, we can actually do some of that. Also, I think web might actually be thing from the Disney parks also, and that wouldn't surprise me. But anyways, Peter goes to Doctor Strange, and they kind of have a little talk, and Doctor Strange's like, I can't believe I let this happen. Imagine all the people I hurt. And Peter goes like, well, no, you changed my life, and this for the better, and I think, destiny is supposed to happen. This will always happen in some way. Almost like a canon event. But yeah, so he pretty much how he likes being Spider-Man and helping people. And I like that because, again, one of the things I did hate about 94, as well as some of the Raimi ones, is Peter always saying, man, I wish I didn't have these powers. It's like, do you know how many people you saved being Spider-Man and how many people would die if you didn't? If you weren't? Come on now, shut up. But yeah, and Peter asks, like, can you tell me what's coming? That way I know what to look out for, to make sure I'm ready. And Doctor Strange tells him, like, look, I can't tell you if I did know. And even if I did, like, I think you're ready. And that's cool. And then...
Right? Could you tell me what to expect? I want to make sure I'm ready for whatever comes next.
Oh, man, Man, if we're going the same MCU route, we're going to see Thanos and everything. You have a lot of shit you're going to have to deal with.
If I knew, I wouldn't be able to tell you. If something tells me, you're ready.
And then you see the Watcher back there, because it's the multiverse. Because this is a part of the whole multiverse thing. And hell yeah, great. Because I should do the What If ones again. Why not? I should do What If Season 3, because I haven't finished that one. I haven't watched that one. I gotta do the review for Season 2, and I saw that like a long time ago. But yeah, so the Watchers there watching, which I love that. I gotta watch the X-Men one too. I should watch X-Men as well. That one I might just do all entirely. If not, I'll do 2 episodes on that like halfway through the season. But yeah, I'm kind of in the superhero mood again. All right. But yeah, and then Norman goes back there checking for things, and then he just so happens to find the symbiote, which again, I'm really, really, really hoping, I don't think it's going to be the case, but I'm really, really hoping that Spider-Gwen is going to get the symbiote. I really hope, because again, Gwen is one of the only ones who's actually had a healthy relationship with her symbiote, and it would be cool to actually give her the symbiote in something other than just her main book. Gwen has no powers without the symbiote, Gwen has no powers in the comics right now. Like, the symbiote gives her powers right now. And that is freaking awesome, and I want to see more of that. And give me more of that, please. So yeah, so there's that. Harry makes web, which is, what is it? Worldwide Engineering Brigade or something like that. And brings all the interns together, as well as Cho pretty much saying, nah, I'm not going to do that because I'm working for Oscorp now. And eventually, radiation's going to hit me, and apparently I'm going to become the sensational Hulk, I guess. Which, they are working with gamma radiation stuff from Otto's stuff, so wouldn't surprise if that's going to be it.
Everything alright? You usually move quicker than this.
This girl is in it, which... I kind of guessed she was something, which I do like that her sneaking around and all that stuff is pretty much... we should have hinted that she was a spy or something along the lines. Which, yeah, she was working with Daredevil.
Looks like Osborn's kid is following in Daddy's footsteps. Seems to have good intentions, though.
Yeah, everyone usually does. You mind keeping an eye on him? Finesse?
I don't know who Finesse is, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Sure. I already infiltrated one.
But I guess I'm assuming she's something like Robin to Daredevil's Batman, I guess? I don't know who Finesse is. Hold on. Asian, who is Finesse in the comics, created by Crystal Gage. 2010's Avengers. Title spun, no Spider-Man pun intended. The event's a Civil War crossover with 50 state initiatives looking properly trained next generation heroes, include Generation, which includes Finesse. Why is that? Well, Finesse was raised the best by her parents. Her real father may be Taskmaster? Well, I guess it would be her mother in this case. Seems if Finesse, she's able to mimic the moveset of anyone and beyond her natural athleticism, has mastered multiple... Okay, so she's like Taskmaster in the sense where she copies moves.
Yeah, Mom, it's called Web. I think it's just the thing I need to help.
Lonnie is also part of Web now, so hell yeah. Also the 1/10th. So that'll be interesting. Also, Nico has magic powers, so she's like Raven, I guess. I don't really want to spoil too much. Otto's building, pretty much setting up how he's going to do his arms, which he looks like he has way more than just 4 of them. Also, at one point, he's going through the Sokovia Accords, and he's reading through, he's like, this shit makes no sense! And, because that's a joke, because, yeah, the Sokovia Accords, no one kind of really knew what the hell they were, even in the MCU case. So, they were so vague and everything, no one really knew exactly what the hell they were, writing-wise, so they could pretty much do anything with it. So if it makes no sense, that's why. And that's why even Otto's like, and it makes no sense! And then the next review, I got spoiled for me, but Peter's dad is in jail.
You doing well?
Yeah,
let's get down to brass tacks. So, May, how's my son doing?
What I find funny about this, while Richard Parker being in this, is that he looks like 94 Spider-Man Peter Parker. Like, he legit just looks like 94 Spider-Man. Honestly, if they would have said, like, this was actually Peter Parker, and, like the Peter Parker probably is Peter Parker Jr., it'd be really funny. It would have surprised me. But yeah, so, and then Peter's swinging through the city, having a pretty badass, swinging scene. And here, I honestly think the webbing looks way better and the angles and everything.
After all, I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah, web slinging is probably one of my favorite superheroes transportation. But yeah, and that's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Again, other than Disney being an asshole, the show is pretty great. Also, the voice actor being an asshole. Shut him up. If you could replace him, I'd be 100% okay with it. But they're not going to. If they are, hell yes. But I doubt they're going to. But anyways, this is pretty. The show's pretty great. I do recommend it, but again, I recommend watching it through third parties to not support Disney right now because they're kind of being assholes. Also, the show's already greenlit for 2 other seasons, so whether you watch it or not, it's already going to be made. So, like, I just hope that Disney fixes their shit and let's see how everything plays out. Also, they got an award for one of those episodes that they cut for the Moon Girl trans episode. They literally got an award for that, for an episode that they themselves did not release. Unless I'm wrong, and they did release it for season, for the final bit of Moon Girl and Devil Dino. I don't know. Someone, please tell me. But anyways, thank you for watching. Check out all the videos. Hopefully enjoy this. I love Spidey. I love all this. I know I probably got a bit ranty for the last few episodes or whatever, but yeah, Anyways, this is fun. Thanks for watching my videos. Hope you enjoy. I'll probably watch X-Men 94 as well as What If, just so I can get more of all that. But thanks for watching, and we will see you later. Here comes the Spider-Man.